up, Toronto. It's 5:19 a.m. on Wednesday, April 15th, 2020, and I'm your host, Miss Bollywoood. Let's hit you up with the forecast for today. Currently, it's 2 degrees, but we'll be warming up to a high of 4 before dropping down to about -2 degrees Celsius tonight. We will also be getting some clouds with sunny breaks in between, plus scattered showers of snow and rain is also expected throughout the day. Some strange weather is going on, if you ask me. It's like all the seasons mixed into one. Then again, we do live in Canada. Need I say more? Seeing that we're on the fact of snow, I am so glad that I haven't changed my winter tires as of yet. Somehow, I felt like there was some residual winter weather about to surprise us, and well, folks, it kind of did. Not to a horrible extent, but I guess I could predict things. I don't know, I'm some kind of psychic. So how have you guys been? Did you do anything interesting or fun this past week? How about those TikTok videos? Those are so entertaining, especially the makeup brush ones. Like, some are pretty creative and others are spoofs of the original, so that will have you LOLing everywhere. I think I should start making these TikToks with my family too. I used to do them on an app called Dub Smash. If you don't know what that is, then it must be ancient to you. It's kind of like Vine. Basically, it was the same concept, except there was, I guess, a larger archive with more options for film, TV, and music lip syncs. I believe the duration was similar, like 10 to 15 seconds of the soundbite. Those were some good memories. I love doing them. And then Musically followed suit with that. I don't know if you guys recall that app. I saw a lot of cat videos on that, actually. Super hilarious. And now TikTok is popularized. And I think, hey, you got to get in with the times, with the latest and greatest. So let's move on and talk about what's happening today on Wake Up Toronto. I started a daily challenge, I think last week on IG, where I posted a writing prompt to initiate conversations with my viewers, to sort of give them an outlet to communicate, because often than ever, there are people who don't have anyone that will listen, let alone ask them how they are doing, especially during these trying times. It can be tough to express how we feel. So these challenges, in a way, I created to get to know my audience by connecting with positivity and letting them know that we are going to get through this together. I got such overwhelming responses and really wanted to maintain that vibe by continuing on with it at least 3 times a week, or as long as my mind kept creating these ideas. And, people have told me it's fun and that they look forward to engaging with the content. That makes me feel pretty happy and makes that extra time that I'd put into all of it totally worth it. Speaking of positivity, that is exactly what this week's Wise Wednesday quote is structured around, as well as one of the writing prompts that I've shared to my IG this week. I think it's somewhere around number 4. Some of the responses from that writing prompt I will be sharing a little later on in the show. Now, if you haven't got a chance and still want to take part in the challenges, you can, because there is no deadline. It's ongoing forever and ever. So feel free to head over to my Instagram account. The link to my handle is available in the description below. And go ahead, start writing. I know you are all eagerly waiting for the quote. So let's get right into it. Adding positivity is the perfect ingredient to change. Such a simple sentence there, but so much to say about it, and of course, it's useful in all facets of life. As I'm expanding on this quote, I'm also opening up the discussion to you guys to comment on. You can mention personal experiences and stories, whatever you really want. I thoroughly enjoy reading them. Again, let me repeat the quote. Adding positivity is the perfect ingredient to change. A little backstory is that I recently was dealing with a very stressful work environment that was super toxic and was slowly poisoning my mind. I felt like although I was voicing my truth, it was constantly being overlooked and disregarded. It's as if nothing I said mattered. My concerns were brushed off lightly. It really was the worst. There was emotions of hopelessness and uncertainty that I felt, and I thought if I allowed myself to speak up, it would only get me into more trouble or even fired. I just didn't understand why myself and my colleagues were encouraged to talk when nothing would really be dealt with, It just became depressing to even leave the house and go into work. Like with the ongoing COVID-19 crisis, one would assume getting the chance to leave the house would be a breath of fresh air or a blessing, to which in the beginning it was, but transitioned into something I wouldn't have expected. So one night during dinner, I knew I had to somehow restore my energy levels, otherwise I would burn out and definitely get sick. First off, I had to not think of reasons to complain. I mean, things are the way they are. Me forcing anything to happen wouldn't do me any good. In fact, it could do the opposite, right? So I decided I would have to change and work my way around it. So I would need to make that effort to think positively and make that a central point of my existence. I would need to keep maintaining my personal life as a secret and only share it with those I trust in a non-judgment zone. Because here's the thing, not everyone appreciates honest people, nor do they reciprocate that. I think it boils down to this all being a lesson and an unfortunate way to learn it, to be honest. For me, trust is a huge factor in my relationships, and I'm sure for many of you too. If I know someone has compromised that, I tend to distance myself from them as they could repeat those actions again. But not to say I haven't given second and third chances, because sometimes, you want to give people the benefit of the doubt. So once keeping those things in check, I was able to move my mind and energy to a better place. Again, it took a little bit of practice, patience, and time. So somewhat days later, I noticed opportunities popping up. It was as if the universe recognized my efforts and rewarded me. It's like, for example, I passed this difficult test. Most importantly, through all of this, I had to believe that there is a silver lining somewhere, and I was willing to wait for it. So again, I'm going to repeat this word, patience. It was, I guess, a second thing I had to also integrate and learn. So going forward, I practiced this lesson in everything I do. And I feel to succeed, you need to be positive of the outcome, even though in the beginning it isn't in your favor. And I think as humans, we put a huge expectation and we go through scenarios in our minds of how we want things to play out and be. But the reality is it's never going to exactly depict your vision the first time around. There's trial and errors, And that's why it's an essential ingredient to change, because it helps transform you into a better person, and not just for others, because let's face it, you're not doing this for people, but it's a reflection of your actions on people, of course, but you're doing this initially for yourself. Now, that we've sort of come full circle with me expanding on the quote, I feel it's time to discuss the latest writing prompt. Okay, so here it is. Number 1, think about a time where we had a conversation and something I had said left a positive mark in your life. Number 2, DM me about it, or if you feel comfortable enough, drop a comment below. Number 3, I will reply back with something you had shared with me that inspired me. And number 4, I will include your responses in one of my segments on my next Wake Up Toronto podcast. Okay, so that was a straightforward kind of exercise, and now it's time to get to some of the responses. So there was a lot, and I mean a lot, of direct messages that I got, and texts from friends and emails. Just it was wonderful to read them all, and I wish I could sit here for the next couple of hours and go through them all, but I just randomly chose a couple, and here we go. Soraya Davis said, "You are genuinely a kind person. You deeply care about people. I like that you check in with us on Insta from time to time. I got in the habit of doing that with my family and friends." Wow. Thanks, girl, for that. I truly feel we all need to set some time out to reach out to others just to make sure they are okay and well. Kudos to you for doing that. The fact that my positivity has helped you is enough inspiration for me to go and keep sharing that with you guys. So the next person is Marcus Short. He says, "One of your quotes struck a chord a while back. It was, acknowledge, understand, and accept that you are so much more than what others perceive you as. Thing is, all my friends and people I know have finished school and have better jobs than me. I'm still in school, paying for it as I go. You see, I work 2 jobs, one as a cleaner and another as a fast food restaurant server. Times are tough. I'm not complaining, but people judge me because of that. They think I'm a loser or failure, but you inspired me to not feel bad and just be me, proud of my accomplishments, confident in my own skin, so to say. Thank you for the reminder." Oh, thanks, Marcus. I'm glad that you know your self-worth, and a quote of mine resonated with you. You know, sometimes a gentle reminder can definitely go a long way, and your feedback inspires me to post even more Wise Wednesday related content, not necessarily just on a Wednesday. So you take care and definitely keep hustling forward. You got this. The last one is by Brock Jennings. "Susanna, you're a funny person and do it without trying so hard. It's in the moment and totally relatable. Puts me in a proper mood still." Awesome, Brock. I'm sure as hell don't think I'm funny, but glad someone else does. Life can be pretty chaotic at times, and I guess we need an outlet to unwind and change the mood levels, you know? A quick side story is that back in university, especially in between exams or studying, I would be so tired and stressed out, but I knew I needed a good laugh, so I would watch YouTuber Lily Singh's channel, which is I Superwoman I. For those that don't know her or are familiar with her work, you should, because she's Canadian and from our province. But anyways, she really turned my frown upside down, got me through loads of difficult times. So yeah, thanks so much, Lily. Now there's a lot more responses, like I mentioned, but I'm going to just end it over here. I want to extend a huge thank you to all of you guys who sent messages and comments in. I had an awesome time going through them and responding back, and I'm grateful that we could elevate each other and sort of learn from one another. There is no shame in that at all. Keep it locked for 2 more challenges being released this week, and I can't wait to see what you guys write. And that is a wrap on Wise Wednesday Quotes meets Wake Up Toronto. Next week, I'll see you guys then. So until then, stay blessed and safe. Much love from me to you. Mwah. Miss Bollywood, out.